It's like. Y'all pretty cool.
How
y'all doing? Oh, I didn't see you.
Had a nice conversation with him.
He done that, yeah, big donation.
Yeah.
Just test it?
First time I
I guess I'm gonna test it. Testing 1, 2, 3.
He's a very nice person. Yeah. He sang it wrong. There's a big picture. Wow. That's my life. Well, it was up to him, thought he was getting around, you know, he gets it all right. And he said the name, I said, oh, hey. Wait a minute.
Which
How's everybody doing?
I'm ready, that's,
We're excited about this meeting.
we're after this meeting, I'm sick.
You stay out of the way.
Does the water always say that?
Yes, sir.
The water?
Yeah, like church. It doesn't drain in that storm there? But it does,
Share some of those.
Okay.
They took a chair.
It's not, it's just. It's like a storm. Like it goes up and the water goes down.
No, 7 is kind of, I might shoot a pin from
Yeah, but it
unless you want. Maybe I like that water.
yeah, right.
Years back.
I saw this person.
So,
All right.
You feel better, Mr. Coleman? I guess, took a cut it as it didn't even read. Our fixing to, call the order and have roll call, and then we'll turn it over to you. All right, thank you. I'm gonna, have my phone on speaker in just a second, okay? All right, thanks.
Everybody's still listening here.
Wait, technology. Hold on just a second.
Madam Attorney, can you hear us?
Yes, I can hear you.
All right, thank you. All right, good evening, everybody. Today is Monday, March 10th, 2025. This is the City of Camilla regular council meeting. We're here on the first floor here at City Hall. And at this time, I'd like to turn to our city clerk and city manager, Cheryl Ford, to call the roll, please.
Councilmember Green, here. Councilman Early,
Here.
Councilman Morgan,
Here.
Councilman Thomas,
Here.
Councilman Maples,
Here.
Councilman Palmer.
All right, thank you, Madam Clerk and Council. And at this time, I'd like to turn it over to Councilmember Marine, who has her pastor on the line, the leaders in prayer tonight.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I'm very pleased to have Reverend Clint Adams from Double Branch Church in Dooley County, and he is going to lead us in scripture and prayer this evening. Brother Clint, we'll turn it over to you.
Thank you. I'll be reading from Micah chapter 6, verses 6, 7, and 8. With what shall I come to the Lord and bow myself before the God on high? Shall I come to him with burnt offerings and yearling calves? Does the Lord take delight in thousands of rams, in 10,000 rivers of oil? Shall I present my firstborn for my rebellious acts, the fruit of my body for the sin of my soul? He has told you, O man, what is good. And what does the Lord require of you? But to do justice, to love kindness, and to walk humbly with your God. Let's pray together. Father, thank you for hearing us when we pray. And thank you, our Father, for being concerned for our government and that the well-being of your people is sought. We ask, Lord, this evening that you would grant wisdom, kindness, and humility in our hearts, and that justice will be done for your people. We pray in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen. Pastor, thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you, Brother Clint, and we'll see you Sunday.
Flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right. Thank you, Council and Councilmember Marine. Thank you so much for inviting the pastor, the leaders in that prayer. Thank you. Council, at this time, is there a motion to approve the agenda, but before we have that motion, there were some items, speaking with the city manager, that needs to be added, this evening. But obviously you'll have an opportunity to discuss that. Yeah, I think we have Chief, Sullivan here, because it's related, to that. Council, I'll ask, if there is a motion to approve the agenda as submitted, but then if we do get a second for that, I will ask for a substitute motion, with, those proposed amendments. So, at this time, is there a motion, to approve the agenda as submitted?
Motion to approve. Second.
All right, well, motion is properly seconded. At this time, council, is there a secondary motion or substitute motion to make the following amendments to the agenda? And that is to have the council under the action item D as in Delta, to consider reconstituting the safety committee for the city of Camilla. We've already had that committee, just hasn't been active. Chief Sullivan, our fire chief, as our emergency management director, will chair that safety committee. But Chief and his initiative wanted to go ahead and get this thing started, but he thought it was important that he knows that the council is aware and approves the constitution or the reconstitution, if you will, of this safety committee. I think that it is a extremely important thing for our city to put safety. I mean, this isn't just safety for the fire department. This is everything that we do for public safety, the public works, to everything that we do here in the city. So with that, council, is there a substitute motion to make that amendment to tonight's agenda?
So, second. And with that, too, Mr. Mayor, would this be the appropriate time for item C? Still waiting on some key information to come back on that too. So we want to actually add that to the amendment to remove that to the April work session.
Thank you very much, Councilman. Thank you so much. So council, that substitute, Mayor Pro Tem, I believe you made the motion. Would you mind on a friendly amendment to remove item C, Charlie, from the agenda for tonight?
I'd like to make a friendly removal, friendly amendment to remove item number 6, according to the C.
Second?
All right. Council, we have a motion is properly seconded. Again, we are removing item C as in Charlie and adding reconstituted a safety committee here for the city of Camilla with Fire Chief Sullivan sharing that committee. All right, we have a motion properly seconded. Any other discussion?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
You gonna let me vote this time, or last month you didn't want me to vote.
I'm sorry.
Last Monday, you did not want me to vote.
I have no idea.
Called in.
I have no
You remember
idea.
that?
I remember you voting.
You asked,
What's going on,
You
Councilman?
could,
What's going on, Councilman?
you tried
You all right,
to
sir?
prevent me from voting last Monday.
I don't recall it that way, sir.
You got selective memory.
Okay. Any other comments? Anything else, Councilman? All right, sir. All right. Have a motion to properly second. No, any other comments? All right, all in favor? All opposed? Motion carries. All right. Thank you, council. All right. At this time, council, is there a motion to approve the January 30th, 2025 called council meeting minutes?
Motion to approve.
Second. Now, motion is properly second. Any discussion? All right. All in favor? All opposed? Motion carries. All right. Is there a motion to approve the February 3rd, 2025 work session minutes?
Motion to approve. Second.
I have a motion that's been properly second. Any other discussion? All right, all in favor? All opposed? Motion carries. All right, thank you. Is there a motion to approve the minutes from February 6th, 2025, call council meeting? So moved.
Second.
I have a motion to proper second. Any other discussion? Yes, ma'am.
No, I was voting ahead,
Yeah, right.
I'm sorry.
That's all right.
Whoops.
No, you're good. All right. Any other discussion? All right, all in favor? All opposed? Motion carries. All right. All right. Finally, council, is there a motion to approve the minutes from the February 10th, 2025 council meeting?
Motion to approve.
Have a motion?
Second.
Have a motion is properly second. Any discussion? All right, all in favor? All opposed? Motion carries. All right, thank you, council. All right, at this time, are there any speaker appearances?
Yes.
Come on up, sir. Yes, sir.
Thank you for the opportunity to speak on behalf of the Friends of the Library, which was formed about a year ago when we had new leadership at the library, and a group of people decided we wanted to get out and really support it, make it as I would say as good as it is, the best in the state. We have a great leader there. We have
And excuse me, Dr. Scriven, my apologies. Obviously, you're known to us here in the community, but just for the record, you just state your name for the record.
Charles Stripley,
Perfect. Thank you, sir.
6946. You want my social?
No, you're good. Don't do that, because you might come back next week and say I did something with it. Oh, no.
We support the entire DeSoto Trail Regional Library, but I'm here tonight as a citizen of Camilla. Something dear to my heart is the Camilla Public Library, one of the shining spots of Camilla. And I'm updating you. Okay, this is just an update on where we're going, where we're heading there. We have hotspots will be available soon. The hotspot's going to be a little box you can check out for $20, take home, free Wi-Fi, use it, come back, get your $20 back. Okay, that will be available soon. The printing and copying machines are being updated with larger machines. After school programs in this month will be women's history games, leprechaun games, and crafts in honor of St. Patrick's Day. I'm not big on St. Patrick's Day, but apparently some people are very big on it. So there'll be leprechaun games and crafts. Cool. Story time is every Thursday at 10 a.m. And we will be adding some adult programming in the near future. Here's something I think will be really important. Local libraries partnering with the Mitchell County School System to provide library card for all students with their lunchroom number. Every student will get a free library card that they can use until they graduate. Okay, it's sort of a pilot program, but to me, it sounds like an excellent one. And it won't be just for the DeSoto Trail. It'll be any of the libraries in this Georgia system. These will be available to the kids before summer break. I think it's going to be a wonderful thing for all of us. Summer reading program begins in June. It's called Color Our World. Planning has begun. Last year we had 240 participants. Hopefully more this year, but 240 is a good crowd. Going to be live performances, including magicians and storytellers. And also, if you're a big reader, like I am, and I know some of you are, you can go down to the library for $5. You can fill up a bag of books free. Well, it's free, it's $5, but you can put as many books in there as you want to. Friends of the Library asked people to donate books, and the $5 would go to the Friends of the Library. But if you go in the library, go in the back and see all of the shelves and shelves of books that have been donated, mostly by the people of Mitchell County. All kind of books, okay? So it's almost mind-boggling to see the quality of some of these, and actually value of some of these books. So if you're a big reader like I am, you want to go and put in that $5 and get you put you as many books as you can in that bag. But I just want to say we have a very fine library here. The whole DeSoto Trail system is a good system, but I'm very proud of my library and the leadership. And just wanted to update you. Is there any questions? Or
All right, Dr. Scriven, thank you, sir. All All right. Any other speaker appearances?
My name is Jimmy Jones, I live at 161 Bainbridge Road. I'm the owner of the Owen Solar System in the city. And I come here tonight to ask the city to terminate all the fees that they are putting on my solar for the last 7.5 years. Second thing I'd like to say is that with the safety committee thing that you just approved, my driveway is a real hazard. People go around that curve right there. I turn on my blinkers and it bill opens, I start pumping my brakes and there's a semi right behind me, right on my tail. All of my guests have the same problem, anybody that goes in there. Now, 8 years ago, Bennett Adams was on this board, and he said that he contacted the city or the state, because it's a state highway, and the state came out and measured it, and it was totally safe. I'm here to tell you, folks, that's blood curdling when you look up in that rear view mirror and you see that Mack truck sign right there on your butt. That's a problem. I don't know what the council can do about it. I was hoping for a hidden driveway sign or something of that nature to be put up so that at least they'd be aware that there's somebody could pull in the driveway instead of just going around the curve and going on down the damage. Those are the two things that I wanted to speak about and get your reaction. Any questions?
Jimmy, you know approximately what the fees are if you're paying?
Yes, sir. I brought the sheet that they charge me every month. Cheryl has to make it and send it out to me. Right there. There's a, well, put it to you this month, my electricity was $706.30. But by the time they had finished with the fees, it was $849.94. Okay, those fees included a base charge, which is already on the other bill. It was a revenue adjustment that was multiplied times 007, which came up to $47.28. Then I have a bidirectional meter charge that I bought the meter, but it's $250 a month. And the what I get out of it is $20. So the net on it now is only $21.40. It started off at $100 and something, and I've been before the council 4 times to get it reduced. But fellas, I'm telling you, ladies, it's time. 7.5 years of paying it. So I'm the only one in town that has it, and that's why nobody else will put solar up. They don't want to pay these fees.
So Jimmy, what are the clean energy credits? Are there clean energy credits? You receive credits for your solar, correct?
$20. I get a credit for it. That's only for the amount that I had is an overage that I had already put into my bill.
All right, so you don't sell any on the market?
Pardon?
You don't sell any on the market?
Oh, yeah, this is in excess of what is being sold. And by the way, you pay me 4 cents for it. Where Georgia Power's got a program for 17 cents, and the EMC's got a project for 11 cents.
Okay, well, I'll tell you what, I believe you're in District 2, you got Councilman Collins, who's obviously very active. You have the Councilman Palmer, and obviously Councilmember Vereen. Here's what I recommend. I recommend that you get with one of them or all three with that particular issue, and one or all three can make a recommendation to this council to look at that for you. But I think I would recommend that you start there first. To get with one or all three of the council.
Would it be possible for us to get a copy of what you got in your hand?
She's got a copy of every one
No,
of
but
them.
I probably needed your permission
Yes.
to get that. I was writing it down, Mr. Jimmy, and it sounds like there's about $150 in fees, but I only got $47.28 and $2.50. There's another $100 somewhere.
But there's also all the sales taxes added on to all that.
I got you. I don't know that we can do anything about the taxes, but if you would,
The
What
sales
mine-
tax was $62.96.
okay, if you wouldn't mind, Miss Ford, sharing that copy with us,
No,
is it
that-
your permission?
If you want it right now, I'll be happy to give it to you.
Okay.
Would you pass that down to her, please?
And I don't want to take your original, but I'll be glad to make a copy and
No,
return
you
it.
can have the original.
I'll make a copy and return it for you.
All right, thank you.
And just last question, just to make sure everybody is clear. The solar system that you have in place, you're not asking that you're going to end your solar service. You're just saying you want the fees eliminated. Is that right? Okay. So council, and specifically the District 2 delegation, let me just remind you, and I would ask you to do some research, if you will, as relates to the removal of these fees as it relates to this state's gratuities calls, as it relates to that. And then second, I would also remind everyone, and Jimmy, you can confirm this, that system that you have at your house is a voluntary system. That's not a system that we made you put in, if you will.
I paid $31,000 out of my pocket for it.
Okay, but that wasn't a requirement of the city?
No.
Okay, all right.
But the other comment that I had in reference to that, if these fees are taken off, there might be some other folks in the city that might put it up, and that means more money coming in with your zoning and permit department, people coming in to put it in. They're gonna buy gas, they're gonna eat at the restaurants and all. It's just another boon to the city of Camilla. So you're gonna get back a lot more than what's.
Can I ask one
Yeah,
question? So your panels, they generate enough for your power and then some?
No, man.
Well, because that's what I was gonna ask, because it seems like that's a high amount for you to be paying for the city's power when you have those panels.
But the panels only constitute maybe 15 to 18% of my usage.
Okay.
You gotta remember, this is a historic house, it has no insulation in the walls. It's a huge home. And you can actually eat barbecue on without floor when the heat goes out. So,
Well, I just, like I said, I thought it was, just wanted to know how much of it was actually
No.
going towards that. Thank you.
All right, thank you, sir. All right. Any other speaker appearances? Any other speaker appearances? All right, everybody, I want to introduce you to Emily Davenport, who is our GMA District 10 consultant for the Georgia Municipal Association, which I'm proud to be president of our district. And it's always good to have you in the good old city of North Camilla. Emily, and if you don't mind, if you just tell the public why you're here tonight.
Absolutely. Well, thank you so much for allowing me this time on your agenda tonight. It is a blessing to be here with y'all. So I actually have a big check to present. I have it set over here to the side of me. It is for $17,190.45. This is to the city of Camilla, since y'all are wonderful members of our workers' comp program as well as our GERMR program, which is property and liability insurance. As a member of these two different programs, every year you are eligible to apply for what we call a safety and liability grant. One thing I love about this grant is that there's no match requirement. They have a long list of things that are eligible to be able to use towards this. And so to me, I tell people is if you're leaving that money on the table, if you're not applying for it, you're leaving literally cash on the table. So we are so glad to have y'all being a partner with us and applying for this. And this year, that money went towards equipment needed for the fire department. And I can't go into details. I'm sure if you want details, our chief can tell you. But some of those things that were listed on the reimbursement was for bunker gear, as well as voice amplifiers, which is supposed to help with the communication between the fire department, of course, 911, and then your citizens. And then, of course, high visibility work shirts. So again, at the end of the day, the purpose of this program is to help cities get that stuff that they need. So at the end of the day, you're either already paying for this out of your budget, or you're not getting what you need because you don't have the money. So that's why I love this grant, the fact that there's no match requirement. There's quite a long list of things that you can apply for each year. And so sometimes you have a lot of needs and sometimes you don't, but I always tell people, I'm like, go ahead and apply for that full amount each year. Because at the end of the day, it's just continuing to help your city be safe, and making sure that you are reducing any kind of liabilities to your staff as well as your community. And I also can't say, I know Chief didn't notice, but when you mentioned how he's gonna be that coordinator for that safety part, that change that y'all are making there, you could have a better person who's gonna be overseeing that, helping make sure not just fire is doing things right, being safe, it's for the entire city and departments for that. And I also, since I do have the floor, I just wanted to say thank you, Mayor, for obviously being our district president. If you do not know, we're gonna be hosting our District 10 meeting here in Camilla again, so that's gonna be on April 21st. We're gonna have a lunch meeting here. I know the mayor opened it up for each of the officers to make suggestions, and I think we all, at the end of the day, knew that Camilla was the right place to be. And we appreciate y'all always being willing to open up to us and host us. And actually, Chief and I were just talking about maybe looking at having a meeting for the district fire chiefs. So again, I just can't say thank you enough to the city of Camilla. Y'all always have been great partners for me. Wonderful communication. Cheryl, I guess congratulations to you when I heard city clerk and city manager. So at the end of the day, I just want to say thank y'all. And we would love to get a picture. I know we're going to get the fire department. I don't know if y'all want to get the council together. We can get a picture with y'all as well, because we do like to share that back with our marketing team. Because it's important that that we share that y'all are doing great things, and we want to highlight that, but also help encourage other cities to do the same. So. And then I have cards, because I see we have 3 new council members. So I want to make sure that y'all have my card, so I'll pass that. That way my cell phone is on there. And I live and work out of Valdosta, so I've been in local government for over 20 years. I started as a regional commission, worked for the city of Valdosta, city of Mayhire, and have been with GMA now, actually 5 years on March 23rd. So I joined right when the pandemic went in. So to full effect. But with that, y'all just let me know how you'd like to do a picture, and then I'm definitely gonna get the fire department outside too, the big fire truck, because we always love fire trucks and pictures, so.
Sure, and Emily, thank you, and I would be derelict in my duties if I did not say, Chief Sullivan, every single year, sir, you make a point to get in these halls and where my signature at, so I can go ahead and get this thing out to GMA. And so, sir, we really do appreciate your persistence and your professionalism and getting this done for us virtually almost every year. So appreciate you, Chief.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Mr. Mayor. And I have to, Lieutenant Amanda Parr, please step in.
And actually, Chief, if you can bring out, I see you had the whole crew.
Yeah, I did.
They can sit over there. Let them come on in.
I can't take credit for doing this. We do make sure the grant gets happened, but Lieutenant Amanda Parr does all the field work for this grant, and we've done this. I told Emily I had to see her. I hope to see her every year after year, coming in here with that great big check. So that is good. But not only do we get stuff for fire department, we got stuff for public works this year. I think Luke White's crew got some of those high-vis shirts for them. But yeah, every year we look to get through this throughout the city. A year before, we got raincoats for the police department, high visibility raincoats for the police department through this grant. So we look at throughout the city for safety needs for every unit in the city to be able to get something through this grant to do it.
Awesome. And Chief, you don't mind, can you go ahead and, I know everybody, but I want to see if we can get the public to see everybody you got here with you.
Well, I'm Jamie Sullivan, the fire chief, your fire chief of the city of Camilla. I got Captain Dennis Deal. Dennis, raise your hand. He's the shift commander. Thomas Ibsen, the firefighter. Hunter Miller, firefighter, and Lieutenant Amanda Parr is the assistant shift commander tonight. And they just happen to be on duty, which is great, because she does all the work for this grant. So
Awesome. Always appreciate y'all for everything that you do. Thank you. And council, I know Chief has to head north here in a little bit. But if you want to take a quick 5-minute recess, and we can take a picture, and then I know Emily always take the crew outside in front of the truck to take a picture. But I'll leave it up to you. What do you think, council? Brief recess. All right. So, council, if there's no objection, let's take a 5-minute recess. Take a picture with a big check.
We're getting all y'all for big.
Yeah, that's good.
You're taking that 5 minutes, we'll get the steps in.
Madam Attorney, we'll be right back.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, transform sound like. Thank you, sir.
All right, council, appreciate that, thank you, and if there's no objection, you're back on the record. Here, again, today is Monday, March 10th, 2025, this is the City of Camillo regular council meeting. And with that, we'll move to our first action item, which is the Georgia Initiative for Community Housing, or GIC, application. Council, as I mentioned at the work session, as a Plan First community, we will get extra points as it relates to applying for this designation. We will have a team of community participation, and then also have an opportunity to, over the next couple of years, really nail down an awesome housing plan and strategy for the city of Camillo. As you know, our housing is aging, and we need to do everything that we possibly can to help improve that. With housing comes employment. I often say, if we ended up getting another major industry here tomorrow, if they built a plant right out there today, where would the workers live? That's the issues where we are dealing with here in the city. We love industry, but we also love those industry paychecks that stay right here in the city. But right now, we have a lot of folks that work in Camillo, but they take their paychecks back home where they're living. And completing this GIC application and potentially getting selected would be huge for this city. So at this time, council, the only thing that I'm asking for today is a motion to allow staff to pursue this GIC application and what is needed to facilitate that. And obviously that'll be some conversations with the regional commission, conversations with the DCA, and then also reaching out to the community to get members as part of this committee and our group, committee group. Because again, this process is a couple of years in terms of what we do. So with that, council, I would like to ask, is there a motion to authorize the staff to pursue the Georgia Initiative for Community Housing, also known as the GIC application? Is there a motion?
Motion to approve. Second.
Have a motion is properly second. Any discussion? All right.
Could I ask, just how long is the process?
Well, the process, in terms of the application.
Process, is there a deadline?
Yeah, yes, ma'am. So the next deadline is in May.
Okay.
And obviously, it comes again periodically throughout the year, but we're trying to get in on
You
this.
got it done now?
Yeah, indeed. Yes, ma'am.
Question, what is this going to encompass as far as this application? What are we going to get from this application?
Yeah, so if we are approved, you end up, well, let me merge the two questions. So the first thing is that in order to apply. We need a team. You need a community team that's going to be dedicated to do this, if you will. And some of the inherent benefits is that we will have the support of DCA to help us outline a real and comprehensive housing strategy for our city. And again, this thing is a couple of years happening. So that is a tremendous amount of information, a tremendous amount of support from DCA. I think there's an element of UGA in there, and that is the inherent benefit, that we truly identify how we can improve housing here in the city. That's the major benefit, and you're getting all of that virtually, not completely, obviously, but virtually at no cost. But the support, that is going to be tremendous. Yes, sir.
Also, Mr. Mayor, will we be able to meet the deadline? I know what you're saying, and we gotta get a team together, and also heard you mention about getting individuals involved, including our citizens. Will we have enough time to be able to get all this together and meet that deadline by May?
Yeah, that is a great question, Mr. Mayor Pro Tem. The reason why, generically, the answer is yes. But the other piece to that is that as a Plan First city, and with those extra points, you really want to make the effort to get in there. So it may end up being tight, but with that Plan First designation, we truly don't want to, as Emily just mentioned, it's one of these designations that we don't want to leave on the table. Yes, sir. Absolutely. All right, any other questions? And let me just pull this up real quick. was hoping to have this in the, again, everybody, this is, all right. Participating, so this is the overview, if you will. Georgia Initiative for Community Housing. Participating communities will create a community housing team, develop new ideas about meeting local housing needs and enhancing community development, learn about approaches and resources to improve housing stock, produce a community housing plan, implement the plan, further bonus points for housing tax credit applications and CHIP applications. So again, to even be in this game, and actually we're going into this thing a little bit ahead of everybody else because we are one of 6 cities in this state that is designated a Plan First city. That is huge for us. And again, that's why this Plan First designation is such a big deal for us here in the city of Camilla. So that is the broad strokes, if you will. But I would encourage everyone, Google GICH or the Georgia Initiative for Community Housing and get a more comprehensive look into it. And you will see why it will be a huge benefit for this city. So again, the question on the floor is allowing the staff to go ahead and start facilitating that process, if you will. So I believe we have a motion that's been properly seconded. Any other discussion or any other questions?
Just to help facilitate the application process? You y'all know how many members y'all need?
I think it's typically somewhere between 5 and 6.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
You need any recommendations from us? Just let us know.
Absolutely. As a matter of fact, with your approval tonight, council, I suspect that within a week or two, you'll be receiving an email from staff making those inquiries related to that. Because I know some of those are very specific folks in the community that they're looking for. So, awesome. Good question. All right, any other comments? All right, all in favor? All opposed? Motion carries. All right, thank you, council. All right. Item B, employee retention bonus distribution. So council, as you're aware, we have roughly a little bit over $100,000 for this particular part of ARPA, American Rescue Plan Act, that's available for employee retention. And what I've asked this council to do is consider how we would distribute that to our employees. With only about $100,000 or so remaining, we can do what we've been doing, but it wouldn't last very long, if you will, because we're getting to the end of it. As a matter of fact, we had to allocate all of it at the end of last year, so this is part of this process. And after speaking with the city manager, like the best way to go, and as we discussed last week, is that the question becomes, is this a monthly stipend, if you will, or quarterly? And I was talking to the city manager. It appears that quarterly would be the best way to go. But we want to do a little extra for our public safety firefighters and our police officers. And again, that's not to take anything away from our other employees. Obviously, everybody does an awesome job every single day here in this city. But it is a different kind of concept when you turn on the red lights or the blue lights, because these police officers and these firefighters do not know what's at the other end of that call. And again, that's not to say or take anything away from our other employees, but I think everybody can appreciate the special nature, if you will, of our police officers, our firefighters. So council, what I'm recommending is that we provide $150 per quarter for our firefighters and our police officers, and $100 per quarter for the rest of our employees. What that would equate to is a little over $9,000 per quarter. We do have some vacancies, if you will, but if all those vacancies were filled, that would probably be somewhere in the neighborhood of another $1,200 per quarter. So council, what I'm asking is that that you approve that distribution, that quarterly distribution, not to exceed, just to make sure we got enough room in there, not to exceed $13,000 per quarter. And then if there is an issue, to give the authority to the city manager to make that adjustment if it approaches that. But again, the number right now is looking, I think, about $9,200 a month, and another $1,000 if all of the other vacancies are filled. So we're on paper not even close to the $13,000, but just to make sure we got some wiggle room there. That's what I'm requesting. I'll tell you what, before I ask for the motions, are there any generic questions as we're All right, so council, at this time, is there a motion to authorize the city manager to distribute to all city employees $150 for our firefighters and police officers, and $100 for the remaining of our employees every quarter, not to exceed $13,000, and up until the remaining balance of that particular designation is exhausted through ARPA. Is there a motion?
Motion to authorize.
Second.
We have a motion to properly second. Any other discussion? Yeah, so, and then again, council, this would be, as soon as the city manager can get HR to get the funding done. I think we're gonna be entering a new quarter in April. So, and that's roughly 2 weeks away. So Madam Clerk, at some point during the next quarter, preferably, at the very beginning. All right, thank you, Chair. All right, any other questions?
So we're not doing this right now. This will be, there's nothing in place right now. This will be starting new.
Correct. Well, no, ma'am. So we had, previous distributions, but the amounts were different.
Gotcha. Okay.
And that has expired. So
We would want to be fluid, you want to end up so there's nothing been decided for this year. So the end of this quarter is coming up, so this could take place at the end of this quarter or are they gonna miss a quarter?
they'll probably miss this quarter, which is, and again, there's about 2 weeks remaining. And I suspect that it'll take, HR at least a week, even everything's spun up, if you will. And then also to educate, the employees on what this is and what it is.
And I answered my tax question last week, so.
Sure.
Gotcha.
Indeed. All right. Any other questions? All right, we have a motion to properly second. All right, all in favor? All opposed? Motion carries. All right, thank you, council. And again, and sure, before I move on to our last item, action item, any thoughts on that?
I'll get the HR manager first thing in the morning to discuss.
Okay. All right, and council, final item for this evening, item C or Charlie, is to authorize staff to reconstitute, if you will, the safety committee here for the city of Camilla. Again, this is a committee that we've had in the past, but we're just gonna go ahead and restart it. And Chief Sullivan will chair that committee. So again, what you're authorizing is what is required administratively to get or to facilitate that committee, to get it up and running. All right, so before I ask, please. Okay. Yeah, you probably call it up the road.
Chief.
So Jamie is our safety coordinator and he is responsible for putting together what he felt he needed to get the board reconstituted or the committee reconstituted and make sure that we're doing everything that we can to provide a safe working environment. Along with addressing any safety concerns that are out there, make sure our employees are safe. So what you're looking at is his efforts to try and make sure everything's covered. The safety committee kind of stopped meeting when COVID came on the scene and it just for some reason never started back meeting. So I asked Jamie if he, would get it back online and he obviously jumped right on it and is ready to appoint his team members and get that committee back up on function and make sure we're safe.
That was, thank you, Ms. Ford. That was my question. I want to know kind of the scope of the coordinating committee. That's it. Is it kind of in charter too? Does it start out in our charter as well?
No,
It's ad hoc.
Yeah, ad hoc. Yes, sir. It was just like one of our other committees, and just like city manager just mentioned, it just, for whatever reason, after COVID did not get back up and running.
I mean, we continue to disseminate safety information on paper to the employees, the committee never started that meeting. Because, I mean, as you can tell in here, there's a lot that they'll be doing, though. I mean, they'll be addressing any accidents or incidents that occur with city employees or any of our equipment or anything like that, and that's pretty important to make sure, if an accident occurred because we're lacking a piece of safety gear, that we address that immediately.
I'd like to ask a question that might be, critical, but, on this committee, I know that you will be chairing it. What members is going to be on that committee? It's going to be, staff from the city or?
Yes, he would typically pull from each department.
Okay.
So, the electrical safety needs are a lot different than the safety needs at City Hall. So he'll have a representative from probably, I'm assuming this, but I feel pretty confident he will. He will have he'll select a employee from each city department to make sure that the committee's well represented, because Luke may have different needs, when he's out there on the mowers versus the guy up in the bucket truck. So we need all their input, so I feel pretty confident they'll pull from each department.
And is this are we voting on the policy today too, or is it just
On the policy, because it's in our personnel policy, and this, what you see in black is already in there, what you see in red is what we propose to add.
I didn't get a chance to read through it. My ask with this, just would like to see a copy of the format book.
Indeed. So, and Cheryl, thank you for that. Even though the employee handbook is something, and employees in general fall under the purview of the city manager, as a policy document, all of that comes before the council. And obviously with these changes and these additions, even though the safety committee has already been established before, requires your permission, if you will, to put this in motion. And if approved, then obviously that gives the city manager the authority at that point to enforce the policies that you put in place. This being one of them. Did we get a motion? Okay, good. So what I'll do, council, is ask for a motion to approve the reconstitution of the City of Camilla Safety Committee, which includes the changes to the Safety Committee policy that you have in front of you.
Motion to approve.
Second.
All right, my motion is properly second. Any other discussion? All right, all in favor? All opposed? Motion carries. All right, thank you, council. All right, this time, item 8, city manager.
So the only thing that I have tonight is I've been in contact with our engineer for the 2024 CDBG to see where we were at on that and what his timeline was. And he's got surveyors coming in to survey the lines, and they should be complete by April the 20th. He should have the design of the sewer system complete by July the 15th, and we're gonna put it out to bid August the 1st. So it should start moving pretty quick once that survey gets done.
And this was the city,
2024 CDBG.
and we've received that, right?
Yes,
That's the million.
that's the one the mayor went and picked up.
Yes.
Indeed.
And
I guess it's.
And I think you already said the other piece too.
But I was just asking, when do we apply again? It's kind of, when is that coming up?
We should be putting it again. I think the one that we're on right now, and I think this is what Cheryl was saying is so important, because it has to be at a certain percentage of finish for the previous one. But again, everybody, y'all keep hearing me saying this word, plan first. Plan first, that's $1 million that we got. that Cheryl was talking about right now. But because you are a Plan First city, Camilla, you get to ask for another $1 million every year for the next 3 years, where other cities have to wait every other year to do that. So again, that is another benefit of being a Plan First city. But here's the thing, we've been talking about CDBG in recent years as it relates to our sewer system, which obviously we've been doing some great work in getting those repaired and replaced. I think we just witnessed over the last couple of days with all of this rain. Kudos to our electrical team, kudos to folks like our assistant city manager, Luke White, where drainage, those types of issues, we are slowly but surely getting rid of those issues here in the city. And that is huge. But we would usually use CDBG for that kind of stuff. But guess what else you can use CDBG for? You can build new police stations. You can build new fire stations. You can build new community centers. This is the benefit, housing. These are the benefits of being a Plan First city. Marijuana's majority of the council. Why in the world would you spend $50,000 or $60,000 or $70,000 on this investment when we've been doing it like this for all these years? Well, you would spend the 50 or 60 or 70. I think we'll do that all day long for $3 million. And because we've done what we've said we were going to do over the last 2 years, the state of Georgia has rewarded us with, I'm going to keep saying it, 1 of 6 cities in this entire state. Because we made those investments, the state said, you know what? You can apply for $1 million every single year for the next 3 years. Because everything you told us you were going to do, you did. So, I suspect that this new round of CDBG, to Councilman Morgan's point, probably won't be sore this time around. It's probably time to build something. So really looking forward to that.
And I can reach out to DCA to see what the percentage is, since we are Plan First. It's probably not as strict as if you weren't Plan First. I think it was maybe 85% had to be completed. You know, if you were in the middle of a CDBG or toward the end of it before you could apply again for being Plan First, they may relax that percentage some, but I'll find out.
Anything else for Stephen?
Yes, I did. For me, just for the April work session, I have gotten a few just calls. We wanted some updates on that EPA notice that went out. The galvanized, right?
I'm checking, Chad.
So we can have an update in April for that. And then, so again, just requesting that full employee handbook.
All right. Anything else? Just in there? All right, Luke, what's your name?
Good evening, everyone. For an update on the Cemetery Road project, phase 2, is currently in the engineering phase, proposed to be bid out by mid-April.
And would that be bids within a bid or the whole thing?
It's going to be a bid for the phase 2
Okay.
project. It's not going to be the completion of it. It's phase 2. There's going to be a following phase, at least one.
All right. Anything for Luke? All right. Well, let me just go around the table here. Councilmember Brady, have anything? Mr. Mayor Pro Tem. Councilman Cox. All right. Councilman Mathis. All right. Councilman Paul. No. All right. All right, Council. There is a lot happening in our country right now. A lot happening in our state. That's why it's extremely important. And I'm glad to see these faces here in the gallery filling up these seats, because it's imperative, whether you agree or disagree with anything that happens up on this dais here, it's important that we hear your voice. We need that. We need it. And I'm so glad that we have folks that are sending emails, we have folks that are making phone calls, we have folks that are showing up for these meetings. And it is awesome. And I want you to stay engaged, know who your council members are. If you have questions, reach out to them, please. They'll be more than willing to help you. Everybody got city emails, and I think most everybody got city phones. So we are here for you, and we're looking forward to hearing from you. So with that, council, it appears that we have reached the end of our agenda for tonight. Is there a motion to adjourn? Motion. We are adjourned. Thank you, everybody. Hey, Madam Attorney.
Have a
We keep your